Greetings and welcome to another exciting edition of Poet to Poet. I'm Robert Dunn. I get the host because I've been around longer than anybody around here. And we are very fortunate this morning to be in Biblios on Church Street, just south of Canal, where the poetry is wild, where the books are even wilder. And we have this traditional Sunday morning breakfast crowd here. They're a lot of fun. And also, fun and seriousness being mixed in our guests here. We have Carol McCarthy on the one hand, and we have Tom Oleschuk on the other. I've been practicing his name, and I feel very good about that. Welcome, folks, to the to Poet to Poet. And look happy now because we're on camera. And we'll start with Carol McCarthy for all kinds of excitement. She is from Flushing High School. She's a teacher, actually, teaches English and creative writing. She has a degree in that subject from Queens College of the City University of New York, but she didn't tell me which degree it was.
Oh, it's in English and creative writing.
We know that, but yes. Was it bachelor's, master's,
No,
PhD?
this is a master's, yes.
The third degree, or?
The fourth degree.
Ah, let's see. And Carol has only lately been submitting work for publication, but she's been accepted already in a couple of very interesting magazines like this one, Medicinal Purposes. That's us, folks. Send in your subscription. We need the money. And let's see, also The Ledge and Phase and Cycle. Oh, you've been busy. Let's see, you've done the Amos Enos Gallery.
Yes.
Or is it the Enos Amos? Or
Amos Enos Gallery.
Okay. Where are they?
That's down in Soho.
Uh-huh. What do they normally show?
Well, they have art, and they also have poetry readings.
Uh-huh. Yes. What kind of art? I'm curious.
Modern, postmodern art.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Okay, and done a few bookstore readings as well. Worked your way up to feature status, I understand.
Yes, thanks to you.
Oh, yes.
Poet to Poet.
That was me, wasn't it? All right. All right, and you do workshops.
I do.
The Horizon program at Queens College and also at Nassau Community College. That's Nassau County, Long Island, not the Bahamas. Although Carol is working on that.
I'm working on it, yes.
Nothing like palm trees in the middle of the winter. All right, how about a poem, Carol?
Okay. This first piece is called Lanzarote Recollection. Spring creaks in, rasping like a corncrake, chill to the bone. I walk on the edge of sleep, past the stone cathedral, where death songs fly beyond the spires to whisper in the ear of God. Street lamps emerge through the patina of dusk and try to take away my reverie. Walking in the heights up gray rocky hills, it is easy to remember Lanzarote, and slowly moving up a winding trail of black volcanic ash, twisting along a narrow path to the summit. Suspended from a creaking basket, hauled by a camel with flat round feet. How did I put my trust in that great cumbersome thing? He never overstepped or slipped at hairpin turns. The blue was streaked with banners of light as we ascended from Whale Road to Star Trail. At the peak we stopped for lunch and to drink the view. I have it all. Even the look when you discovered the ham on your plate was camel meat. And now, as I walk and fight the chill of these cheerless city streets, I feel the gentle movement, sink into black sand, am touched by the dry, piercing heat of that summer day in Lanzarote as I make my way home to you.
Where was this?
Lanzarote. It's a little volcanic island in the Canaries.
And that's how they do their cooking, I imagine.
Exactly.
Did you say camel meat?
Camel meat. It's their specialty.
Gosh.
Quite good. Quite good.
I'd walk a mile for a camel meat.
You'd love it. It's
and when were you there?
About 10 years ago.
Uh-huh. Did you bring back any of the lava?
No, but I brought back a beautiful stuffed camel.
Plush or cookable?
Plush.
Oh, all right.
Huggable.
I see. Mm-hmm. All right, well, we're over the hump on that one. Have you got another poem?
I do. This is a little piece that came to me a few weeks ago while I was attending Mass. The second reading at church that day was from the book of Revelation. It started with the words, I, John, heard a voice behind me that said, "Write everything down." Before I knew it, I started writing, and this is what I came up with. It's called New Revelations. I, Benny, your co-conspirator, partner in interplanetary crime, and artist, was sitting on the fire escape looking down at 2nd Avenue. It was 4 a.m. Nothing was happening. I heard a voice like a kazoo come from behind, telling me to put everything in writing. Before I did, I decided to turn around and take a look at the voice. But there was nothing, not even a talking head. Down the street, I noticed a chalk outline with streaks of red. It didn't look like an ink blot, more like a big gingerbread man. You know what I mean. It needed something, was incomplete. I grabbed a bag of sidewalk chalk, hustled from a kid around the corner, took the express to the street. Around the head, I made a circle of 7 shooting stars, put a 2-edged sword in the right hand and a trumpet in the left. I made lightning bolts and colored stones like sea glass circle the entire form. Inside, I made a pokey little puppy so the guy would not be alone. Then I wrote the lyrics to Who's Sorry Now on a piece of loose leaf, rolled it up, sealed it with 7 of my best stickers so it wouldn't come apart. This I put over his heart. I didn't hear the voice anymore, but I did hear a lot of singing. Tired from all the work, I went upstairs to get some sleep. It was still dark. I heard a great sound. It felt like the stars were falling down. Always remember, this is what happens when the street sweeper passes through and all your work gets washed away.
Around here, if you hear a voice like a kazoo, it's the cappuccino machine. Now, Tom, I want you to pay attention to this very carefully. You put the camel meat in the cappuccino machine, you get camel burgers, and serve them deluxe. What do you think?
With whipped cream, definitely.
No, I prefer a more orthodox approach myself. But how about you? How do you serve your camel burgers?
I have to think about that. I think with a glass of Guinness would be quite nice.
All right, we
Yes.
could set a record that way.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Are all your poems involving local and foreign travel?
Not necessarily. Some just come from the moment. They come from things that I've read. They come from inspiration from my students. And simply from walking down the street.
I can just imagine what kind of a poem you'd write about here, or this.
I could
the
come up
taping.
with something. Could come up with something.
What have you come up with for the next poem?
Okay, from the next poem, this is something that came up recently. I work at Flushing High School, of course, and it's very hard to find parking. And this came to me the other day. It's called A Parking Spot. I was ready to keep on driving until I got to the river. And then what? I said to myself. I hear it whispering, even when it's not there. It follows me, and I relish the pursuit. I listen to its song, its carnival tales of adventure and allure. I'm ready to glide in, flowers in hand, and join Ophelia in her lyrical float down under. Or dive into the vortex they call Hell's Gate, where I can finally put this optical illusion on hold.
And which river was this again?
The East River.
And I thought it was the Flushing River by the high school.
Well, no, I was transported.
I
The poet
see.
is transported.
Put the car into drive, sink it in the river, and call your insurance company as quickly as possible, and maybe you'll get a newer car.
Well, I had been teaching Hamlet that week, so perhaps I was under the influence.
So I don't know. What year did they stop making the Hamlet? It was a coupe and a sedan, and no wagon, though.
I think in about 1492.
Very good on gas.
1492.
Very good on gas,
Yes.
the Hamlet. Oh dear, we are free associating today. Do you encourage your students to free associate, or what do you tell them?
Absolutely. I tell them to write from where they are and to look around them and to
Yeah.
find their inspiration from the person sitting next to them, from what's happening in the hall,
Uh-huh.
and
All right.
from life in general.
Can you inspire us with another poem?
I'll try.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Okay, this is called Bottles and Bones. Inspired by that great anthropologist Franz Boas. On the day he looted relics from the Quacatul, Franz Boas told his young colleague how unpleasant it was to steal bones and grave goods from the dead, adding, someone had to do it. He sold and traded skulls like arrowheads or clay pots, filled museum storerooms to the top. He arranged for 6 Inuits from Greenland to make a living diorama and blamed bad timing, had few regrets when they died in sickness and restraint after picking up a common bug that took away their strength. He felt they should not prove a total loss. The bones he set to macerate and hang for all to see, a permanent display, far away from the icy waters of their ancestral home.
Now, who did you say inspired this? The archaeologist? Anthropologist? Who was it?
Franz Boas.
Last heard of flipping burgers at a camel joint in Lanzarote, I imagine.
Could be.
Do you have another little one we can slip in?
Okay. Okay, this is a little inspiration from mythology. It's called Psyche's Fate. Psyche, alone with Eros in the palace of love, could only reach out in darkness and touch the face concealed from her. She could not be happy under the black veil, and so while her lover slept, she lit the lamp to look at him. And as the drops of wax fell upon his porcelain skin, he did awake to see her there. Nearby, the child Pleasure slept. Touched by her love, Eros took them to heaven, where they became the first holy family to join the immortals in the myth of everlasting bliss.
And before we disappear for a quick break, now that you're getting into magazines, important ones like Medicinal Purposes and whatnot, what do you really want to do with your poetry?
What do I really want to do with it? Keep writing.
Keep writing?
Keep writing it as much as I can every moment, and share it.
A splendid thought, especially the sharing part. We hope that you will continue to share with us and everybody within the sound of our voices. And thank you, Carol McCarthy, for coming on Poet to Poet. And we will be back in a moment with Tom Oleschuk. So don't go away.